Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to discuss about the URL rewriting session tracking. And if you are haven't following our playlist, you better go and check in our channel, and the link is in the description below. uh, Previously we have discussed about the HTTP session tracking and cookie session tracking and what is session tracking, what all those things. If you don't have any idea about it, you can go, please check in the description, link is there, and you can check all those videos and get back to our sessions. And for the one who has been knowledge of all those things, you can continue with the sessions. So today we are going to discuss about the URL rewriting session tracking mechanism. It is same as the HTTP session tracking, and it is similar to the HTTP session tracking. And here we will encode the URL so that it becomes URL rewriting session tracking. And open up the pane for you. So same as the session tracking, this is my form 1, and and this will be get stored in there will be a session object here, and there is a server. So and when I get fill the details, will send to the server, and the request objects get stored in the session, and the server will use the response for the second form. This is my second form, and I'll give the request to second server. I'll give the request, and the details get stored here. Will be again to the get stored in the okay get stored there, and again the responses get back to the third form, same as the previous videos. And after filling these details after filling these details and the object that has stored in the session, and as well as the objects here, will be printed in the form of a table. The form of a table, all the details that are stored in the session object will get printed here. Okay, so here what actually happening here is, whenever a client sends a request here, so whenever client sends a request, so like he's having a name and email, sorry, yes. So these are the name and email. So whenever I fill these details of name and email, I'll send to the first servlet. This is my first servlet. The detail gets stored in the first, and this is the first form. Details get stored, and here we'll give the URL, and when we are giving to the second form, we'll also specify the URL. So URL, we'll specify the URL, and same in the second form it repeats the same. This is the second form. Having the details of phone number and college. These details get stored here, and these will be again go to the server, and these will be again stored here, like name, and email, some detail, some abc@example.com, and phone number, and lastly college. All the details get stored here, whatever we gave there in the form. And at the last, we'll go for the third form. So here I'll print the marks, some marks, whatever I got, and at last all the details will get stored here. Okay. And here we specify the URL also. That's why there is a URL rewriting rewriting session tracking mechanism. So you'll guys get a better understanding if you see it with an example. I'll open my Eclipse workspace. So I already have this, so I'll just replace the HTTP session with URL writing. That would be quite easy for me to do that. So here I'm having a form 1 with all the details. In this first servlet, I'm going to store this in the session, and here I'm creating a print writer object, and I'm mentioning the response dot set content type to text slash html. Okay, why we read this text slash html? By specifying it. If we don't specify the html tags after the print in the print statement, it would be not a issue for us. We can directly mention what we are going to do. That's all. Here I'm taking a table and center. Okay, table pw. So why I'm writing the why I'm not writing the separate I'm not writing the separate thingy. Sorry, I'm not writing the separate HTML pages that we need to URL mapping right here. So that's why we won't write it. You will see it later on. Action is equals to, it is a request dot, sorry, request dot encode URL of what is the URL we want to give, dot slash this is demo 1, right? So let me say the demo 2. Okay, so now we are specifying the URL here. That's what it is. That's why we call it as URL rewriting mechanism. And we have completed the form. We have action, and by default it is a get method, so we don't need to specify the method. And now we need to create the fields what we want to have in the second form, table, and so in the form 2 I just need all these. Okay, so just go here and print this. Quite super easy. Everything is copy paste. I know that. So here it is. Really great. And now the request dispatcher should go to the first servlet. After that, it needs to go to the second servlet to store all these values of phone number and college, right? Store the phone number and college slash second servlet or demo. Oh, I told you don't need of this because I have already mentioned in the action tag. And I'd go for the second servlet, and we have created this. So we'll create the print writer object. Okay, now with the help of the print writer object, and only, and action is demo 3. This is the third servlet where we can print all the details. And here now form 3. Yeah, here I'll paste the code and I'm taking the marks. Okay, it will redirect to the demo 3, which is this is the demo 3, and where we'll get the attributes of name, email, phone, and college, and marks also, and we'll print the details. Everything is clear, right? So now I'll run the program and we will see the output. Finish it. So now it is. So Tom and tom@example.com, next phone number, this, and college, next marks 235, and next this C. That's great, right? So this is just understand the mechanism and implementing the mechanism. That's all these things. So understanding the mechanism and why we got this mechanism and what are the disadvantages of the previous mechanisms. That's all about it's all about the URL rewriting session management. And why so for everything there will be a limitation why we got this mechanism and that mechanism. So learn that so think that why we got this URL rewriting mechanism, which is similar to the HTTP session tracking mechanism. So why we got this is cookie session tracking. At the cookie session tracking, all the data is get stored in the client browser side, and which means it is not a safest thing, right? So the data, all amount of large data is get stored in the client web browsers, so it is not such a good thing. So to get to to recover this or for the better improvement, we go for the URL rewriting mechanism. And that's all about the URL rewriting mechanism. Hope you guys understand about all these things. And share to the video to these guys who are trouble with advanced Java concepts. And happy learning. And share my channel to the subscribe to my channel and share the videos to the friends, and like the videos, which helps me to motivates me to make more number of videos like this. And at last, one thing, understand the mechanism and implement it. And I have shown you a very simple mechanism. And when we go for the industry types, even we won't use it. If you go for the big applications, you'll get to know you'll get to understand what is the importance of this. And thank you. And share the video to your friends. Thank you.